The South China Sea has once again become the stage for an intense military showcase, and this time it revolves around China's Navy, tracking a powerful lineup of allied warships from the United States, Canada, Australia, and the Philippines. What makes this event remarkable is not just the presence of these naval forces, but the complex dynamics of how China responded, how it deployed its tracking capabilities, and what this reveals about the larger game being played across the Pacific. To understand this better, let's break it down into the mechanics of naval operations, the technology at play, the design of each fleet's presence, and what unique elements stand out in this unfolding confrontation. China's Navy has been expanding at a pace unmatched in modern times. From aircraft carriers like the Shandong and Liaoning to cutting-edge destroyers such as the Type 055 Renhai class, Beijing has been building a fleet capable of both defending its territorial claims and projecting power beyond its shores. In the South China Sea, this expansion translates into more ships constantly on patrol, supported by maritime militia and an extensive network of surveillance radars, satellites, and unmanned systems. Tracking multiple Allied warships is not just about shadowing them with surface ships, but also about combining electronic intelligence, underwater sonar arrays, and aerial reconnaissance. This makes China's ability to track U.S., Canadian, Australian, and Philippine ships not only a matter of strength, but also of sophistication in coordination. On the other side, the presence of these four allied navies together is equally telling. The U.S. Navy often leads such operations, deploying destroyers, cruisers, or even carrier strike groups. These ships feature advanced Aegis radar systems, Tomahawk cruise missiles, and anti-submarine capabilities that give them both offensive and defensive edge. Canada and Australia, though smaller in fleet size, bring highly capable frigates and destroyers designed with modern stealth features and versatile mission profiles. The Philippine Navy, while not as technologically advanced, contributes strategically by providing proximity and legitimacy, anchoring the operations in contested waters near its own exclusive economic zone. This blend of power projection, interoperability, and messaging is carefully designed to show unity against China's maritime ambitions. Performance in such a standoff is measured in more than just firepower. Tracking exercises like these are about response times, accuracy of sensor readings, and the ability to maintain surveillance under pressure. China's Navy demonstrated that it could keep tabs on multiple ships from different nations simultaneously, a task that requires precise coordination across ships, aircraft, and coastal monitoring stations. By comparison, the Allied forces showed their ability to navigate contested waters while maintaining communication security and operational readiness. Every maneuver, every radar ping, and every close encounter was part of a silent dialogue where each side tested the limits of the other's patience and capability. Design elements of the fleets are also worth noting. China's warships, especially the newer destroyers, are built with sleek hulls and advanced stealth shaping that reduces radar signatures. These ships carry a wide range of armaments, including vertical launch systems for missiles, naval guns, and anti-ship capabilities. Meanwhile, Allied ships like the U.S. Arleigh Burke-class destroyers or Australia's Hobart-class air warfare destroyers are equally modern, equipped with powerful radars, layered missile defenses, and robust propulsion systems that allow for sustained operations. Canada's Halifax-class frigates, while smaller, are optimized for anti-submarine warfare, giving the Allied group a strong defensive layer against potential undersea threats. The Philippines brings more modest but strategically relevant vessels, often supported by coastal radar and air surveillance, ensuring their role is not sidelined but integrated. A unique selling point of this confrontation lies in the contrast between mass and experience. China's Navy now boasts more hulls than the U.S. Navy, but it is still building experience in blue water operations far from home. By contrast, The US, Canada, and Australia are veterans of multinational exercises, having operated together in NATO and Indo-Pacific alliances for decades. This makes interoperability a key feature of the Allied fleet, allowing them to coordinate movements, share intelligence, and even conduct joint drills seamlessly. For China, the unique selling point is its home field advantage. Its ships were supported by coastal defenses, artificial island bases armed with missile systems, and a layered system of surveillance. This balance between numerical advantage and operational experience defines the encounter. Another feature to examine is the psychological and political performance of the navies involved. For China, tracking these ships was as much about sending a message to domestic and international audiences as it was about pure military maneuvering. By publicizing its ability to shadow Allied fleets, Beijing reinforced its claim of control over the South China Sea. For the Allied navies, the performance aspect lay in demonstrating freedom of navigation and solidarity. Sailing through contested waters in coordinated formation shows not only tactical readiness, but also political willpower, proving that these nations are willing to challenge Beijing's expansive claims. Technology plays a central role in this dynamic. China's reliance on space-based reconnaissance, including satellites that can monitor ship movements, supplements its naval fleet's direct tracking ability. Drones and surveillance aircraft, like the Y-8 maritime patrol aircraft, expand its situational awareness. In parallel, the U.S. and allies deploy P-8 Poseidon aircraft, submarines, and intelligence assets that ensure they are never caught off guard. This layered approach highlights the ongoing technological competition. Each side not only tracks the other but tries to disrupt or deceive tracking systems through electronic warfare, making these encounters as much a digital contest as a physical one. The performance aspect of close tracking operations also highlights seamanship and discipline. Chinese vessels often shadow Allied ships within visible distance, testing their reactions, while Allied ships maintain steady courses, avoiding escalation but signaling presence. It is a game of nerves, where every movement is carefully calculated. A sudden turn, a radar lock, or a close flyover could escalate the situation, so restraint becomes as critical as capability. This silent duel of precision and patience is as telling as any exchange of fire would be. What further sets this event apart is the inclusion of the Philippines. In most naval standoffs of the past decade, it was the U.S., Japan, and Australia leading the charge. The Philippines, by directly joining operations alongside the U.S. and its allies, signals a new phase of its foreign policy where Manila is no longer sitting on the sidelines. This changes the design of Allied operations by making them both more regionally rooted and more symbolically powerful. For China, this represents a challenge, since its pressure campaigns against smaller neighbors are being answered by coordinated multinational resistance. The design of artificial island bases in the South China Sea also deserves attention. These outposts, equipped with runways, radar domes, and missile platforms, effectively act as unsinkable aircraft carriers. They amplify China's tracking capabilities, giving it constant eyes and ears over a wide swath of ocean. From a performance perspective, this infrastructure allowed China to shadow the Allied ships not just with mobile naval units, but with a permanent network of surveillance and defensive positions. The Allies, aware of this, used their operations to test China's ability to respond on multiple fronts simultaneously, stretching its resources and forcing it to reveal operational patterns. Unique selling points also emerge in the way these navies presented themselves. The U.S. Navy, through its powerful destroyers, showed technological dominance in radar and missile defense. Canada and Australia displayed their ability to integrate seamlessly with U.S. command structures despite being geographically distant players. The Philippines provided the moral weight of being a regional claimant state, standing up to Chinese pressure. And China showcased its massive fleet, its growing technological base, and its resolve to challenge what it views as intrusions into its claimed waters. Each side walked away with something to show their audiences, whether it was strength, unity, or resolve. This confrontation highlights the evolving theater of naval competition in the Indo-Pacific. No longer is it just about the number of ships, but about how fleets are designed, how they perform under pressure, and how their presence communicates political intentions. China's tracking of U.S., Canadian, Australian, and Philippine warships reveals both confidence and caution. The Allies' willingness to operate in these contested waters shows determination and solidarity. Together, these elements make the South China Sea not just a disputed body of water, but a proving ground for the future balance of power in the region.